We play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads.
Welcome back to Houston, Texas, the Space City. It is National Collegiate Rugby All-Star Shield weekend. Great set of matches going on. Coming up, we're going to have our first semifinal, or Shield semifinal. It's going to be the Independence Red versus Independence White. Big semifinal between two teams from the Northeast. This is John Broker. I am here with Pat Clifton at Aviva Stadium, the home of the Houston SaberCats. Pat, this is going to be a fascinating matchup. Big win for Independent White this morning to move on.
Absolutely, upsetting the Midwest Barbarians. The Midwest Barbarians in play with the Independence Reds. For those of you at home who may or may not know,
everything.
The east side, the northeast side, the Independence is split up into red, white, and blue.
Must be built
pretty
for our
first, second, third team. And the Midwest actually won the pool that the top Independence team was in on day one yesterday, and then they lost to the Independence second team here in the quarterfinals this morning, 15-12.
Since 1979.
So now you effectively have the Independence varsity against the JV.
We've been thinking.
There's no pride necessarily in the Independence just winning. This isn't the same as like when Kutztown A plays Kutztown B in a sevens tournament. There is nothing to lose here. These guys have no reason but to hold anything back. They're going to go full force. And believe you me, little brother wants to beat big brother here, and white going against red.
Malcolm, we good now here?
We are certainly ready for that. And you can tell which one is Independent White, which one is Independent Red, as can we. Red is going to be kicking off here. The referee for this game's matchup, we will give you in just a second, is Pete Chamberlain.
Mind going off center a little bit
Maybe.
Here? Is this going to make everything easier?
And we have a scrum to get this going here. So kick didn't go 10. We're going back for a scrum for White. Gonna get us going in this game. You can see the breeze in the boys' hair starting to pick up a little bit here at Aviva Stadium, so could play a factor as the day goes on. The other semifinal that's going to come up after this is Pacific Coast versus Great Lake Thunderbirds. The Grizzlies versus the Thunderbirds. Pat and I will be bringing you that one as well, as we see Independent White getting ready here. First scrum of this semifinal. Big drive coming on. That one goes down. We're going to penalize Independent Red immediately for a player pulling down there. So we shall see how we move on here.
One of the benefits of having the Independence White versus Independence Red here is we have a proper game with proper rugby kit. A couple of collars here. I love that.
Yeah,
love
the Northeast big on the collars now. New England Free Jacks. Yeah. The collar is making a comeback in the northeast of the country where I'm from, so we'll see if that keeps going. I'm going to line out here to Independent White, who is Finley Hutton from University of Vermont, the politics major from Edinburgh, Scotland, played for Trinity Ackies before coming to UVM. Here's this first line out of the game. Ball to Diarang. Moved out quickly and moving it into the back they go. Taken down by Rashawn Fraser. Coming back across is Abdel Salam. Now ball to the ground. Dinged it in there is Independent Red. Good work by Charlie Beanie. Beanie, one of the Northeastern players on this team. Northeastern University, that is.
In front of me here.
Northeastern players on the Northeastern Independence.
New England Independence? Northeastern Independence, New England, I believe. How it would be phrased, and that kick comes from Antisev, Holy Cross grad, now a grad student at Dartmouth, riding out his eligibility there.
Here's our tunnel, yes. Keep that gap. Keep that same gap as the first time.
It's had a great weekend, Antisev. Really live with the boot and with his legs, both running with it, kicking it, chasing it. Fun player to watch.
Matias Calvo put this one in a little messy, but it comes down their way. Independent Red on the move here. Big run coming in from Coleman Jackson. Coleman Jackson played Mystic River High School rugby from Brookline. Nice pass out wide there for Independent Red. A little show. Going to hold that ball in is Jackson Everts. Ball gets flipped back to Eva Carr.
White, keep coming.
Manny Aduke in at the scrum half spot. Gets it to Antisev. Antisev to the middle of the field to Denda Dorji.
Here, good.
Dorji, another Northeastern student from the Philippines. Ball held in this time as they attack inside the 22. Beanie. Big run from the former Greenwich High School player. Well, out to Antisev. They've got some good width here. They chip it into the corner. Goes into the try zone, rolls out. Probably not what they would have wanted, as Patrick McMahon just lets that one roll. McMahon from Boston College.
Tell me which one. 22. 22.
Noticeably not in the starting lineup here for the Reds is Ollie Corbett.
Behind your kicker, White.
And they seem to be resting a couple people just from beginning of the game.
Yeah, some man management here. This is a long weekend. They'll have played 6 games over the course of 2 days if you make it to the final, which, of course, the Reds intend to do here.
Ball return here. That's Antisev. Antisev rolls around a couple.
Hold. Good.
Coleman Jackson. Duque, the runners either way, is going to take a step and go to that left-hand side. Gets the ball to Malcolm Robinson from Antisev. Ball up to Beanie. Duque, just one wide. They get it into the back. Keegan Bliss thought he had some space. He offloads. Keegan Bliss gets that ball to Everts. Everts holds it, tries to put a little pass in, but winds up going forward, knock on. So knock on advantage here for Independent White. Antisev back on him again. Antisev gonna run this one. Antisev shows one way, it goes in, it takes the tackle. It's Derek Tang bringing him to ground. Duque, a little contact on him there. Referee gets in the middle of the tussle. Gonna have to restart this one.
We're going to scrum to red. Red was attacking. We're going to scrum to red.
He blocked the out pass from the scrum half. He's looking for his first receiver. They had some purchase, but the referee was right in the passing lane. So we'll have a restart for sure.
Just a bit.
This is Adam Falk refereeing. Oh, sorry, it's not this. He's right here.
Crouch.
Scrum should be familiar with one another. Surely these were the training groups as they were getting ready for this tournament.
Set.
Duque gets that one in for Independent Red. Coming off to the left-hand side they go. A little show. Players not putting the passes in. That's Chuidi, and the Dartmouth player gets himself across midfield. And penalty against Independent White.
Tackler's got to get out.
Antisev steps up. He's got a car running onto that one. It's going to be a line out here. Not too much ground game, but good attacking position here for Independent Red.
Just hold here for me. Perfect.
Estevez coming up, giving a few
Justin, you got front for me.
last messages to his charges here. This is a strong
Keep this
group.
gap. Hold the gap. Red, let's have it.
Got to think Beanie's the main target here in this lineup.
Ball slips back off into the hands of the Independent Red. Malcolm Robinson needs no invitation to take a hard run forward to Duque, calling for that ball, looking for quick ruck ball. Gets it out, and T7 looking for it, but ball slips down. Referee doesn't see an infraction despite Ed Duque calling for that. Calvo is going to pick that one up, and here comes the Guam native playing for Dartmouth, Big Green. And the hand over to New Hampshire. Ed Duque moves it wide to Antisev. Ball down into the hands. It'll slide back in there. Looking to play some quick ball. Gets the ball up to Ed Duque. Ed Duque Has to move that one out. Gets it to Reardon. Gabe Reardon steps back in. One of the independent white players right over that ball and digs it away. Excellent work defensively. Picked up and gone by Rashawn Fraser inside their 22 independent white. These two New England teams just in a battle as Brad DiGiacomo from Simsbury, Connecticut, played for Ed Mateo at Simsbury High School, takes that one.
One in front, stop.
Independent white launches one downfield. It's going to be a line out here for independent red, but good ground gained by white.
Get five. Get five.
Absolutely good patient defense. Strong job by white. There's no reason to get any fluster at all. Cleared their lines. Now they've got a great attacking platform. Be interested to see them play. We haven't seen them get into any kind of rhythm whatsoever.
Go on, Red.
Red, yeah, they've been playing a few different players that hadn't played all weekend.
Keep our
Independent
gap.
white getting stronger as they go.
Nope.
Long one over the top. Not straight, however. Referee's going to bring that one back.
Scrum 15.
That's an interesting call. I thought both teams had more than a fair share at that call.
All good. Yep, on the 15 right
Colvin had a little space in front of him, ready to start dancing.
Seconds. Crouch. Bind.
Independent white to put this one in.
Hold.
Ball to the back. Good squeeze from red, but independent white is on the way.
Penalty advantage, white.
Independent white picks it up, gets it over the 50-meter line.
Penalty advantage, white still. No advantage there. We had red.
Another penalty coming.
18 offside. About here.
Love the decision. You know you have advantage.
You sure can.
There's no loss in kicking that ball. Go a little dynamic, try to do something special. Now you just bring it back,
Red 19,
slot up
red
your shot at
19.
goal. No harm, no foul. Just a rough out pass from the scrum half, clearing his first receiver's head. Yeah, offsides on 19, causing all sorts of mess by getting up into that passing lane early.
Independent white. That one is good. 3 points to nil. Independent white takes the lead over their counterparts, independent red. Just 11 minutes gone in this first half. 20-minute halves, remember. Exciting contest. Can they continue coming up here? We're taking a look at this kick.
Cinderella slipper still firmly on the foot of the independent whites. They jumped out to an early lead over the Midwest Barbarians. Got up 15-0. Had to stave off a 12-point run to win 15-12 earlier. And now they've built a small lead here over the Reds.
Hold here, hold here. In front, hold, white, in front, hold.
Independent white with a nice long raking kick downfield. And Tisev backing on it. He's got some company, however. Patrick McMahon on top of a couple of players here. They move it wide from Everts. Everts gets the ball down to JT Dyer. Dyer, a good boot, puts it across midfield. Ball's sitting up there. A launch back over one of the white players here. Going to be a little bit of trouble. He's in. Big tackle coming in from Jackson Everts down inside their own 22 again. Our independent white with a lot of company coming. Look at a pop kick there. That ball knocked and then back into the hands of one of the independent white players. Trying to drag him on a touch. It's Don Horrell, excuse me.
Release.
And White gets that one back, looking for the kick, launched high in the air. Back for independent red. They are playing the territory game. Ball comes down in the hands of Eva Carr. Eva Carr on a run, the UMass Amherst player out of Zavarian High School. Ball flipped around back into the hands of Chewidian. Chewidian, hard to take down from any angle. This one will be just the same. He's over the line, and it looks like Independent Red has scored their first try of the game. 5 points to the good. They take the lead.
Boy, what a run of play we just had there. A lot of back and forth action. Chewidian able to finish it off, turn on the gas. Looked around for a pass, didn't see anybody around him, so he went for it. Jackson Everts, I'll tell you, impressive effort from him. This is him chasing back from Chewidian. If you remember, this kind of run of play started with him near the goal line, making a run, and makes one man miss. Gives the dish, able to squeeze off the one-handed offload. Chewidian, he's being closed in on by 4 different members of the white team. Finds that extra pace, a little sidestep, and manages to bounce just over the goal line before he slides out of bounds. What a finish for Chewidian. And the Independence Red have set things right, put themselves atop. New England hierarchy is right once more.
Chewidian, USA U20 training squad player, playing at Dartmouth. Ball just rolls off the tee for Antisev there.
Helps getting on that U20 squad when your head coach, Kyle Sumption, is also the U20 head coach.
That one not going to go for Antisev. Not the prettiest, but he's had a good weekend as we take a look at the try here, Pat.
That's a great one. I'd love to see a guy who's got sausages taped to his legs make a step like that in space, offend, and a score. If you can be an option to jump in a line out and operate that well in space, I can't wait to see what he does in sevens later this season for the Dartmouth Big Green. Finalist at the CRC last year. Looks like Chewidian may be a finalist here at the Shield Challenge.
Ball to Keegan Bliss. Again, best hair of the weekend that I've seen. Well, a candidate anyway. Couple of boys on Tri-State as well. Ball back. And T-Sev puts that one up. Takes a hit for his troubles there. Doesn't get the distance into the hands of Independent White. Players trying to come over, but off their feet there was Jackson.
6, keep our feet. Red 6, keep our feet. 1 point. Going sticks again.
No hesitation, calling for it right here.
Anytime you can be leading over Big Brother, you want to do that.
Scoreboard's good.
And they've got an opportunity thanks to this penalty.
And Leo Kleberg,
like
the Belgian-born fly half, is going to take a shot at this one.
Just left his feet, the flanker for the Reds in that breakdown. Wanted to evade the oncoming support rucker and went under him instead of taking him head on, resulting in the penalty.
Good.
Kleberg launches one towards the post, and it is no good. Running it out from their own try zone here is Independent Red. See whether this is a smart move or not as a player comes back in. Does Jackson Everts. Everts from Holy Cross. Played for Mystic River High School. Their high school team, but went to Brookline High School.
Leave it.
Ball back this time. Going to go to the safety touch. Not going to get much ground in this wind. It's going to be a line out for Independent White here, down by 2 points. 16 and a half minutes gone in this first half.
Well, as you mentioned it, this wind has become a huge factor over the course of the weekend. And right now the Whites have it at their back.
Red, we're here.
They know that won't remain the case the entire game. So they've got to take advantage and put some hay in the barn while they can.
What does that mean? You have time to match their numbers. Are you in or out? I'm in. Then get in. Let's come on, White, yeah.
Ball to the front, well taken by Independent White. They're going to try to maul this one. Driving forward just a bit here. Good defensive work here from Independent Red, but rolling forward. Ripped away there by Matias Calvo, Dartmouth captain. There's Independent White just over a bit too long. Drawing the penalty with a player not supporting his weight. Need a penalty here for Independent Red.
Real emphasis this weekend across the board from all these referees is supporting your own weight in the breakdown.
Scoreboard's good.
Nice maul. Calvo ended up with the steal, which was a great result. And unfortunately, the referee deemed that
Commit, keep our gap. Hold this gap, yeah.
the Independent White player was off his feet. I'm not so sure I agree with that. It's been kind of a charge or block call this week.
Ball up in the middle for Independent Red. They're coming down for a beanie. Going to have that one. Run coming in here for Malcolm Robinson, the Iron Man. Haven't seen him not on the field for this Independent Red team. And T-Sev puts a ball in behind, looking for a couple of runners. A little show to the inside. Go to the outside to Keegan Bliss. Keegan Bliss takes it over the 40-meter line into contact. Rushing defense coming from Independent White. And Duque looking for a runner, finds Bliss. Little one around the side there, but they can't free up Chuidian. Ball to Jackson. Coleman Jackson doing a lot of work today.
Tackle! That ball was exposed. That was fine. Right through.
Referee says that was fine. Great play there by Finley Hutton. Dive over that ball at Duque. Can't do anything except throw his hands up, but referee disagreeing there. Ball's going to come up into the hands of Gavin McDonald. McDonald gets it up to Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy, Boston College High School graduate, playing at Boston College. Little chip inside the 22 for Antisev to run onto. It's going to roll into touch here as we're just about 30 seconds left in the half. 2 points in it, Independent Red over Independent White at the moment. Independent Red will have that gale force wind you see blowing the assistant referee's flag in the second half. Could make a big difference.
Absolutely, the White. They've got to use that wind while they got it, and they're pinning them deep here. Give the Red a long field. Plenty of opportunity, plenty of yardage within which to make a mistake, and then force them into those situations where they can make a mistake. This is actually a really great opportunity for the White. Under pressure for the Red, they got to execute.
Kick out from Jackson. That could be the final play of the first half. 5-3, Red over White. We're going to come back in just a minute for the second half. Stay with us.
It's just the wind, it's tough.
Since 1979, we've been searching for perfection. We've been thinking, sketching, and designing. We've been building, assembling, and strengthening. We've been cutting, shaping, and painting. We've created strength and beauty time and again. Our machines are made for one thing: the perfect hit. We are the crouch. We are the bind. We are the set. We are the squeeze. We are the hit. We are Rhino, home of the scrum.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. we wear must be built for our game.
Welcome back to Aviva Stadium here in Houston, Texas. You see Independent Red having their final word for the halftime there. They're up by 2 points, 5-3 over Independent White. They haven't played all their players so far this game. Wind at their back in this one. Independent White really in it to win it here. This semifinal winner plays the winner of Pacific Coast versus Great Lakes. That's going to be an interesting one after this. Pat Clifton joining me. I'm John Broker for this as we see the Chewittian try. Will the wind at the back make a difference for Independent Red this half, Pat?
A difference, and it's going to be something that the Whites are going to have to deal with, contend with. They've had the lion's share of territory in the first half, the Whites have. I've got to think that's largely a function of the wind. So playing their boot and playing the territorial game is going to be a little bit more difficult.
You're waiting for me still. We good? Malcolm, where we at? We good? All right. Leo.
Referee ready to get us going again. It is Finley Hutton, the Scotsman, going to get us going here. Finley Hutton playing up in Vermont, beautiful Burlington. Ball to Chewittian. Chewittian nearly makes an early break, but Arthur D'Arang has other thoughts about that. The UMass Amherst player, another Belgian-born player on Independent White. A little break coming in here from Independent Red. It's Dyer.
We're good here, hold.
Duque moves that one back. Long kicking coming in from Antisev. Just hanging up there right in front of the 22. Independent White going to push that one back downfield. This is Coleman Jackson. Coleman Jackson trying to twirl out of that tackle. Able to keep his feet till support arrives there. Duque looking for some runners. Finds Calvo. Calvo ball in hand. He's going to bounce off a couple. He's going to keep his feet and keep going there. T.S. Calvo.
Hold, good.
Back to Antisev. Antisev from his own 40-meter line. Gets that one down just to the 22. They are using that wind in this half as Clayberg launches one into the wind. Players, the referee checking to see if that player is onside, but it comes down to Dyer. JT Dyer gets that one back at Duque.
Leave him.
Moves the ball out to Calvo. Calvo just angles out to his left a bit. Big hit coming in. Good defense from Independent White. It's going to be critical for them in this half. Ball up to Charlie Beanie. Duque moves that one out. Duque looking for some space. Can't find it. Gets the ball to Antisev. Antisev has to go to ground. Now they're going to go back and look for the boot here. A long raking kick from Independent Red. So back to Finley Hutton. Hutton's going to step around. He's across the 40. Tackled eventually there.
Yep, ball's out.
Big moves coming here from Independent White. Digging hands in, trying to rip that away. Independent Red, but not happening. Ball comes up to Marius Edwards. Marius Edwards across the 40-meter line. Working their way down into Independent Red territory. Across they go. Del Salam distributes that one. Garrett Mann over that in the end. Ball comes back up in the hands of Marius Edwards. Marius Edwards from Norwich, from Newport, New Hampshire, but penalty against Independent Red. They're going to go quick. Inside the 22 they go. Does he have it in him there? That's Connor Kelly. Connor Kelly holding touch.
Hold the line out, subs.
Yeah, fantastic little jink there, but couldn't make it stick, couldn't get the points. They had to let him run for those first 10 minutes, and then he puts the move on Antisev. He had him beat. If he would have just stayed left, cut right one more time, ran into contact, and couldn't finish the offload.
White in front. We started good. Now Red, take the space. Yep. Thank you, boys. Line's good.
Ball up there for Red, taken down by Tony Zhao, wearing number 20. Brown players on this independent red team. They're inside their own 22. They want to use this win, but they're going to get penalized for a player not holding his own body weight. Opportunity to go for posts here.
Blatcher diving straight over. Blatcher diving
You can't
straight
say he's
over.
not consistent. Both teams dealing with the same issue. He wants to see you really keep your feet,
Blatcher must keep his feet.
really emphasize that your weight is on your feet when you are offensively in the breakdown. So that negates what was a good defensive play by the Reds and a little bit of a mistake by the Whites that just turned the ball over just narrowly. And he pings. That's actually a great call, I think. Straight on top of the ball. Coleman Jackson absolutely made no contact with the White team whatsoever before he lost chest straight on top of his teammate. That's a good call.
Use the line. Just use the
Sloppy
line.
ruck there from Coleman Jackson.
Sure.
Shot at goal here for independent White. The Belgian fly half Leo Kleberg steps up. And no good with the wind. That just slides across. Independent Red is going to try to use the wind headed back there, but they've given an attacking opportunity here to Patrick McMahon. Patrick McMahon steps somebody. Patrick McMahon gets around Keegan Bliss. Patrick McMahon nearly returns it with purchase, but can't keep the ball in. It goes in a touch. Man, doesn't seem too thrilled.
We got time off for injury. Yes, bring him on.
He thought for sure he was able to squeeze that off before he found himself in touch. Look at that. Might be Malcolm Robinson. Would be a massive, massive loss for the Reds if indeed he is hurt. But this is a great run. Jink up the left sideline here by the left wing for the Whites. Good spin move. Gets away from Jackson. The outstretched fingers. The catamount. Couldn't tell if he got that pass off. It's kind of obfuscated by Malcolm Robinson's body. But close call nonetheless.
I wish we had a stadium like this every game, you know.
I think he might have knocked that pickup on as well, but the whistle was blown. I don't think there's any option of this getting changed. It's just making sure that the injured player is okay and if he's going to stay on or if he's going to come back. See if we can get a little look at that foot, see when it goes out of bad. Tough to tell.
Just couldn't quite see there, but touch judge, assistant referee was in the right place. Saw that one going a touch. So we'll see what the change is going to be here.
There's going to be on new captain now. So just same.
Robinson coming across. Looks like he might have just caught an elbow to the face. Or landed awkwardly there with his shoulder
just keep that standard for me. Thank you.
on top of the wing.
Ollie. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he definitely, that's the right call. He was in touch before he let go of that thing, I think.
McMahon wanted to add to his try-scoring record. He is the single-game scoring leader for Boston College.
Hold on. Time is still off. No rush. Time is still off.
Great season for the Eagles.
Keep this gap. Lines our tunnel. It's perfect.
I think it's a leg injury they're carrying Robinson off with. Not sure what it was, but that is a massive loss for him. Hopefully he's back up and ready for the Dartmouth spring campaign.
Time on.
Ali Corbett in the meantime. He takes that one. Still up by 2 points. 5 minutes gone in the second half. 15 minutes to go. Players digging over the top there. Gavin McDonald trying to rip that one out. The UMass Lowell player. Tewksbury Memorial High School. This one comes out. They're going to run it. Chewedian. Chewedian always hard to take down. Very, very powerful player in contact. And Tisev with the win is going to launch this one downfield. It's going to get touched by an independent White player and then rolls out. We'll see it was in touch initially here.
Was it touched by White?
What a stroke of fortune for Red.
No touch. White throw. No touch. White throw.
Because it wasn't touched by
no
White.
Touch. White throw.
Looked like it was, from where I'm sitting, it looked like it was touched, but the assistant referee in a better spot here.
Let's
Let's
have
take
a look at that again. Certainly looked like it. Did the ball change its path based on
Hold. Yep. Good.
anything there?
That was straight outside arm
The
to
referee
him.
looked like he was about 20 meters away
Scrum
from that
15
one.
here.
Yeah.
Boys, scrum chosen. Throw not straight. Scrum chosen. Red scrum.
Going to be an independent Red scrum one way or the other. You see Jack Swords getting in there. Throw is not straight. The wind. A little tough here.
I think that's a tough call too, frankly. Ball's just on the inside of the face. There was enough to play for in that one, but probably a situation where little rugby karma. Yeah, if anything, it was just not 5 meters.
Red. Corbett at number 8. Put that one down. They're going to launch that one through Gordon. It's going to touch the ground and bounce over there. A lot of pressure coming on. Who's he going to wind up with? Big tackle coming in from Gaffa. We're going to come to the knock-on against White. So good result one way or the other from Independent Red. See Ali Corbett encouraging his team here. He wants to shut the door on this game if he can. Independent White on the defense inside their own zone. A lot of work to do.
It's almost like the White could feel Gaffa bearing down on them and was like, oh, if I catch this thing, he is going to hit me. Ah, crap, I guess I have to do it. Short into the stick. They put you down.
Yeah, you guys are like that.
Knock on, which really with this Independent Red team, it was the last, that last scrum was the first scrum with Corbett into the second row. Or it looks like he's popping in at number 8, as a matter of fact, coming on for Malcolm Robinson. So they'll get a little bit more continuity with this independent scrum is going to be lethal. And Corbett off the back, if they don't turn it into essentially a maul, will also be pretty fun to watch.
Referee gives the free kick there to Independent Red. Chewini wanted to go. They may call for another scrum here. We'll see. They do.
Season call.
Who's coming early?
When you have the scrum ascendancy, you're the dominant scrum team. It's a pretty smart play to just get these scrum resets over and over again. And with each one of them, just say an early push there. With each one of these scrum resets, you're getting closer and closer to A, a penalty try, and B, a yellow card, both of which are game changers.
And the back row of Jackson, Corbett, and Chewidian certainly doesn't hurt as the drive comes on here. Corbett's going to have to pick it up and go left. Gets it to Ed Duque. Ball in here to Gordon. Gordon shows and heads towards the line pretty early. Players have to come in and fill up over that. Ball down. It looked like it was knocked forward there. Unlucky for Eba Carr. We'll come back to an initial penalty here for Red. Looks like Gordon may push this one to touch. We'll look to score in another fashion.
White loose head angling and
You had a bevy of penalties you could have called on that one. It looked like both of the flankers popped out a little early, but we'll go with the
Justin, Adam, can you hear me?
not driving straight in the scrum.
Making sure. Okay, I'm hearing beeps from the radio, so just make sure you got me. Yeah, there's our tunnel.
Option A, they're going to catch it and throw it to the backs. Option B, they're going to cross kick it to the backs. Option C, they're going to maul it. What do you think they're going to do?
I would probably pick option C. We'll see what happens here. They're going to go to Corbett at the front, but they're not going to come up with that line out. So it's going to be a bit of a problem nonetheless. So Independent White can have to work this one. Garrett Mann, applied mathematics and economics engineering major at Brown.
No, we're here. We're set. We're all here.
D nonetheless, but you can definitely spot the CEO of National Collegiate Rugby over there, Jeremy Treese, rocking the cotton with the collar. He appreciates the New England fashion. It's coming back.
He always looks like he wants to get in and play to me. Is it just me? Pretty intense guy, right? He wants to be. He
usually
play some rugby
get in
here.
and play, maybe referee. There isn't a job in the restaurant that Jeremy doesn't want.
Ball comes back, but it's knocked on by Red. Dorji tried to move that one back. Wind down there playing a factor. And Red cannot make anything out of that time of the 22, but we're going to go back here. It's going to be a line out for Red. I want to go more simple with this one, Pat.
Yeah, I think so. Get back to the hammer. Just catch and hammer. All you got to do is find number 5, get him off the ground faster than the guy across from him, and you should win the ball.
Okay, good. In or out, then we're good here.
Pull it down, drive it straight.
Keeping an eye on Corbett too, and that one comes to Corbett, uncontested. But they're going to say not straight.
What do we need? Scrum 15. Scrum chosen. Let's go, boys.
And 9 minutes to go. Time rolling away here. Not the most exciting minute or two of rugby we've just had. But we're going
Caught in
to
some
continue
quicksand in
nonetheless.
this corner of the field. It's just set piece after set piece. Easy call there on the not straight. Hopefully we can break this stalemate and get out of this patch of grass. It's like, the one part of your practice pitch that's muddier than the rest because you just can't seem to get off of it. Well, that's going to happen to this part of the field at Aviva Stadium if they can't get out of there soon.
Set. Hold.
And winner of this will play the winner of Pacific Coast versus Great Lakes coming up next on this stadium field. All down, they're into the middle of the field. Independent White, they're going to try to run this one. Interesting opportunity for them. See if we can get the corner here. Nice step, and he's across. Good work there by Rashawn Frazier, it looks like. Ball popped up into the hands of Clayberg. Clayberg crossed the 40-meter line, about 30 meters out from Independent Red's line here. Still just 2 points in it. A penalty goal would do the trick. Big Brad DiGiacomo comes away with that one. Red trying to get themselves back on side. Now in the attacking ascendancy, Chris Ferrigno takes that one in. Ferrigno from University of Rhode Island.
Good counter play on.
Cross they move, looking for the runners, just left behind by Clayberg. Unfortunate knock on by the young man. We're going to have a scrum here for Red. Things look good for a second for White, but still just not much in it.
Here's our mark.
Yeah, just a big moment. Couldn't quite meet it in this one. Whites were really charging, breaking the gain line, getting Ollie Corbett to counter ruck and fight him off. You can tell that there was a sense of urgency starting to build for the Reds, putting them under pressure, but unfortunately the skills didn't quite stand up for Leo Clayberg.
Clock is great.
Still a good turn of events.
Crouch. Bind. Set. We're unstable. We're unstable.
Referee sees it unstable. He's going to bring that one back up.
I'm going to move sides just to double check. That just didn't look good. You did a good job. Make sure it's steady for that ball's in. Thank you. Seconds. Too far apart.
Love the storyline in this game.
Okay.
Essentially what the Independent Whites are trying to do is prove all of their coaches wrong. Right? So like these are the coaching staff that got all the players together and then divvied them up in first, second, and third team. And this Independent White is hoping to prove them wrong and say, hey, maybe we should have been in that first team. It's like Mighty Ducks.
Good point there.
3.
Stay tight. Stay together. Drive, White.
Independent Red able to regather that one.
Right in front, stop.
Ball back from a car. A long kick in there. Ball back in the hands of Independent White. Independent White, a little chip forward there. Comes down to Corbett. Corbett try to step. Patrick McMahon. Independent Red. I want to think of a little territory game here as Dendap Dorji takes that one in. But they're going to get the penalty. Player coming off his feet from Independent White.
Reds have really kind of constricted their game and shrunk up their game a little bit. They're not playing as expansively. They've got the wind at their back. They should be having their tails up. They're generally just hitting that next pod. They're playing the 1-3-3-1 as generally everybody is this weekend. The way that usually works is it's a one-way pattern. That means if you start on the left side of the field, you're going to run it until you get to the right.
Okay. From the side, I'll look for it. Sub, yeah, sub.
I'm not sure what the penalty was on this one.
Thanks for coming to me nicely. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Like it was
you're not supporting
fair play for
body
his.
weight there.
Sub is off. Okay, good.
Continues to be the blocker charge call of the day. I'm not sure if that one was right or not.
Here's our gap.
Then on Connor Kelly, the Wexford Wanderer from Wexford Island, playing at Northeastern. Ball taken away by Independent White. Good work by Diarang there. Little pop pass up in the hands of Chris Ferrigno. Been carrying it this half. Goes back to Gavin McDonald. They're going wide here. Really trying to get that ball into the hands of this man right here with Sean Fraser. Sean Fraser from Norwich, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Foreign player. He's caught well in his own end, just about 10 meters out. Players flying in from Independent Red. Clayberg looked to move that one out, but a player came in on the angle from Red. Jackson going to be penalized. White, the beneficiary here. Still just 2 points in this. Under 4 minutes on our clock. Referee may have a little extra time.
We got 2 balls. Leave one.
You got to think it's going to take a try here for the Whites to get back in it. I love that fake pass. Just causing a lot of havoc there for the Whites. And this time, late counter ruck. Tried to get the charge down.
Here's our gap. Here's our gap.
Jackson just came in there. He thought the ball was clear, I think.
Let's make sure we're wide here.
Ended up coming up from the side, so it's going to be a line out here for Independent White, about 30 meters out. Garrett Mann to put this one in. Garrett Mann gets one up, clean to Diarang.
Balls away.
Ball across into that man's hands. Knocked forward, so it's going to come back to Independent Red. A little mistake there. Independent White knows time is running short here, 3 minutes, really trying to push it to get down the other end. Can't do too much with the kicking game in this wind, Pat, so they have to keep it a bit ball in hand.
Board is good.
Yeah, it takes away a lot of your options, and unfortunately, both of these guys know what they're trying to do. They are running the same pattern. They have played against each other. And so it's going to take some dynamic bit of skill or some dynamic bit of athleticism to break the stalemate when you have that, hence the 5-3 score line. Add that up to a long field, and it's a steep hill for the Independent Whites.
We're too early here. Bad spacing.
Independent Red, I'm sure, happy to kill time off the clock.
Fix this way, but not this way. Keep
Independent
this here.
White still
I should have blew it up earlier. We're good here.
battling away here.
I'm moving on that side. Adam got tight side for me. Crouch. Bind. Set. Hold. Find the ball.
Ball
You're good.
there at Ollie Corbett's feet. Corbett takes it off, gets that ball away, gets the ball to Gordon. Gordon's got a couple of defenders on him. Gonna have to try to get this to ground, gets his knee down.
Tackle, out. Stay up.
Players moving away. Corbett coming back the other direction here. Corbett lets a little pass in there. Nice work there. Gets it into the hands of Chuidian. Chuidian gets the ball away to Akar. And Ibakar should touch us down as quickly as he possibly can. Ibakar touches it down. And up go the Independence Red. It looked like they're headed towards a second final in a row.
Hey, he's just thought he's playing MLR rules. We're on an MLR field. He sees those lines back on the post. He thinks that if he scores in the middle, we don't need a conversion. So he's going for it.
We saw that
Trying to
haunt another
score,
team.
get a
We've scored
7-point
games.
try.
I can't quite remember.
Yeah, great opportunity there from Ollie Corbett. Instead of going that one-way pattern, he breaks the plan, breaks the prescription, goes back the other direction, bounces it to the left, catches the Independent Whites on their heels, and that's enough to open up the space for eBay Carr.
15 seconds on the kick. Is that good? Yep. All right. He's able to end the game, so we'll see what he does.
Ibakar hasn't played a ton this weekend. The Medway, Massachusetts born. D1A All-American in 2021.
Sounds like we're at full time, so this could be it.
Maybe not. We're
Close
at
to it.
10-3, however. This is probably going to be the final play here. Just a couple of seconds left. Independent White has certainly put up a good weekend. Good fight against their counterparts here. Taking a look at that changing field from Corbett to Chuidian.
Hold on. You subs coming on.
The pattern says go right. Ollie Corbett sees an opportunity left, takes it, sets up the score.
It's still final play, but we're good. It's final play either way. Have it now.
And a car touches that one down. See again, ball up in the air. Final play. Game out of hand here for Independent White. And they have the penalty. They're going to go quickly. Red, see what they decide to do here. They're into the championship game one way or the other. This is final play, so we'll see what happens. Going to keep going here. Our Independent Red, that one was spilled forward either way. The referee's going to take a look at that, and the referee's going to whistle us for the end of the game as Independent Red will go into the championship game here at the National Collegiate Rugby All-Star Shield. Coming up later today, 4 o'clock Central Time, 5 o'clock Eastern. We're going to come back with the other semifinal who will play this team. It's going to be Pacific Coast Grizzlies versus the Great Lakes Thunderbirds. Hang out with us. We'll be back in just a minute.